acting all about significance, and you get connection from people because you go from group to group to group, and that's all they have time for because they can never grow to love you because you move on. And I'm not saying you move on like you haven't divorced your husband, but you left him a long time ago, didn't you?
My husband?
Yeah. You left him.
Left him in what way?
Yeah.
You gave up. You don't get love from Dewey anymore because he's just the pawn in your game that you made up a long time ago. And you don't give him love either. So you're unloved, and you're trying to get the significance, and the way that you get it is in a low-level way. You know, it's like you hurt somebody else and you feel significant for it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that real? Do you really feel significant when you do that?
Oh, probably not.
Yeah, not really. It's a short,
it's
a
just
low
that
level.
instant.
Yeah.
It's like being judgmental, you know. Just for that moment.
So again, you're unloved. You don't love yourself right now. You have during the coaches training. I know you have. So I honor you for that. But before that, it seems like you didn't. Is that fair to say?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
She uses that as I'll only give love when I'm significant. As soon as you take significance away from her, love disappears. And people know that about you, which is why they are conditional with you on their love.
Yep.
So it's a conditional game. So now put yourself 20 years in the future with doing that game. Now you know why you said that. You were right. You see that you were right?
Yeah.
You were right in the first thing you said. You always know the answer. And as you get older and older, you now not only don't people connect with you, but they definitely don't love you. And also you feel the regret of knowing you could have changed it and realizing it wasn't other people, it was really you. So that would definitely be you not even loving yourself. How will you feel when that happens?
I would think suicidal.
Yeah.
Life ending. Yeah, that would be, I'd be done. Done.
So if you know that that's and by the way, how have you impacted your daughters by being their role model? Are they this fucked up?
One is.
One is?
Yeah.
What's going on with her? What's her life like? That's right. What is that?
She's starting to get there. You know
I'm talking about what has been going on before this, because we're talking about we're in leverage stage right now.
Okay,
So let's like look at how you're impacting your daughter.
Right.
What's her name again? Okay, so how are you impacting Sarah?
She doesn't even want to try.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to do. She doesn't drive. She doesn't have a driver's license. She just barely got a job. She's living at home. She goes from
What's her emotional locomotive? What's her fuel of choice? What's her feeling that she goes through, or she had been going through on a regular basis? How's she
unloved,
feel?
Totally unloved.
Yeah.
All alone.
Right. Yeah. So she settled for a really low level of connection, and she said, "I'm not going to be the significant like my mom. I'm going to be all about love, but I'm going to give everybody love, and I'm not even going to love myself." So she actually did what you did to a certain extent. She looked for it externally. She didn't love herself, so she modeled that part of you. But she the surface part, the superficial side, seeing, well, I don't want to get I don't want to use significance to get love like my mom, so I'm not going to use anything to get love. I'm just going to have the lowest level of connection. So she just rebelled against what you were doing, but she actually modeled you. She's a lot more like you than you know. And by the way, that's one of the ways that you can have empathy for her. Because she just like you, love is her highest value, or her highest her need, the top need that she has.
Okay.
And she doesn't feel it.
Okay.
And so she's in constant pain as a result of that. So here's the thing. You know, you're in charge. I mean, you understand this stuff. So you're in charge of your own life. You can make your own decisions for you. So I'm okay. I mean, I'm not attached to you getting that 20-year endpoint and being alone or whatever. And for that matter, you can probably survive, and I think you know you can, which is probably possibly one of the reasons why you haven't changed it, because you're really not about yourself. You really are about your family. You really are about love. you're a loving person. You just haven't been acting that lately, especially. But it's because of this pattern that we've realized. But your daughter has amplified that dramatically. So for you, it's like your life, you've already lived a great life, and your life will be okay no matter what. And I'm okay with whatever you do. But to fuck up your daughter, I got a fucking problem with that. And I think you do too.
For sure.
The question is, why did she really behave that way?
Because she wanted love.
How did
My
you
love.
impact that, though? That's
Because I didn't give it to her.
yeah, you didn't give it to her. And not only did you not give it to her, but she saw the way you got love. And so she was just like, Mom gets love this way, why can't I get love that way? So she really loves you, and she really needs your love too. And she hasn't gotten it at the level that she needed to at the time.
Right.
What are you going to do to correct that? Let me ask you this. How much significance would you have if you knew that even no matter what was going on in your life, like you had matured and done what you really know is right for you and other people, and it wasn't just a low level of consciousness getting love, it was a higher level of consciousness of giving love. It could be you giving it to them, whether or not they give it back. If you did that, how significant would you feel?
Yeah, and boundless. I mean,
How much more would you love yourself?
how could I not love myself?
Yeah.
That just gives me opportunity. I'd grow, I'd expand, I'd be...
Right.
Yeah.
And you can still do the fun stuff and all that kind of stuff, but there'll be more to you then.
It feels like it just takes the judgment away, too. So
Yeah.
I don't know why, but...
So what are you going to do with your daughter? Not just doing that. What are you going to... Because you got to speak to this with your daughter.
Maybe I take that justification away.
Yeah.
And instead, I just come to her from the raw place of me of how painful it was and how sorry I am.
Yeah.
That would be huge.
How would it feel if you shared with her not just what you know now consciously, but to really express your regret?
It would unlock my own guilt.
Yeah.
Sure.
And if you forgave yourself enough to go ahead and express your regret for her, then what would you be doing for her in that moment? What would be the gift for her?
Well, what you don't know is that this also happened to her with her daughter. So it would alleviate her guilt.
Yeah. And you can love her, and you can express, and by the way, and you can cry just the way that you're crying now with her, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll know. And she'll know herself because she'll see you maturing, she'll mature along with you, and then she'll forgive herself, and whatever's happening with her daughter, that can start to unravel. You are the linchpin in it all. Do you see that?
Yes.
Who
Oh,
is
but
that?
really
Who
it's
is that?
me. I'm maturing.
See that?
Oh, finally.
Give her an applause for that. But isn't that the case? It's like this is
Oh,
about
yeah.
this is really about you growing up.
Wow.
Because a little kid will scream for significance. You had your own way of doing that that's socially acceptable,
Yeah.
and so it's kind of invisible. But there's that little girl inside that, and she's always going to be there, but there's a mature part of you that has been undervalued and undernourished, and you're finally starting to nourish her. But you can turn all that around,
Okay.
and then and then what will happen from that is the dominoes will fall. And it will all come back to you. And the love that you wanted from everybody other than the people that you really needed it from will come from them. And it'll really come from yourself no matter what happens for them. And then they'll be able to get the love as well. How would it feel for you, for her, to actually truly have her forgiveness?
Like Jello.
Yeah.
Like finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it starts with you because you know this stuff and she...